Hello, 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 and welcome to Teacher Tidbits. I'm Lady Long, and today I'm excited to share with you all this 5-in-1 activity kit that you can do right from home. Before we get started, please give this video a thumbs up. You want to go ahead and subscribe to this channel and make sure that you hit the notifications icon so that you never miss when we post any of our preschool activities. Let's go ahead and jump right in. So for this activity kit, I am using an oatmeal container with a plastic lid. My family goes through a ton of oatmeal, and so if you don't have an oatmeal container, that's okay. Use something that you do have at home. It could be a coffee container, but you want to make sure that whatever it is that is emptied out and cleaned out, and you want to make sure that it has a plastic lid, something that's pretty sturdy and durable. The next step that I've gone ahead and done is I've sectioned off this container in different colors, and my preschoolers actually decorated this themselves. I did help with, providing a sturdy hand to hold it, and they just had a ball doing that. Again, if you don't have an oatmeal container, it's completely fine. Use whatever you have at home and decorate it the way that you guys want to. Make this activity kit completely your own. We use crayons over markers to avoid any color bleeding. I want to let you guys know ahead of time that you will need some bottle caps as well as plastic drinking straws. You want to start gathering some bottle caps, and I have here bottle caps of all different shapes, sizes, and even colors, and I mostly have these smaller caps here because these are for the individual water bottles, which we go through a ton of. But you see here I have large ones, small ones, medium ones. Just start gathering a variety of different size bottle caps. I do want to note that if you're working with younger children, ages 12 months to about 24 months, you want to have larger caps. Those are really great for those smaller fingers. And if you're working from anywhere between 2 to 4 years old, these smaller bottle caps work best to build dexterity in those young fingers. And dexterity is really just the exercise of building those pre-writing skills in our fingers, wrists, and hands. Now we're going to take our plastic lids and we're going to cut slits or slots on top of it. And you can see that I have here that I've already done. I've actually had this for some time now. And all I've done is taken a knife. You can use an X-Acto knife or even a box cutter and cut some slits. I've used 3 here. And you can see it's gone through a little bit of wear and tear, but it's still quite durable. I would suggest that for you all to make the slots thicker or wider as well as longer. My children love these activities, and so they use them quite often. I've also taken the liberty of color coordinating the slots, and so I've on the inside taken a marker and colored them blue, red, and yellow because we're going to practice color sorting with these activities. And you can see it's gone through some wear and tear, and I don't want these little fingers to get hurt, so I'm going to make a new lid. For the sake of demonstration, I'm just going to use the old lid and show you how the first activity would work with your toddler. And the first activity is simply placing the caps into the slots. Super simple, but very impactful. Activity number 2 takes things up a notch. By adding these colored dots that you can find all day long at Dollar Tree, it adds another level of complexity. This is still building on those fine motor skills, but coming into math by adding color and sorting. And so this is great for the child who has already mastered placing the cap into the slots. Now they get to review their colors and their sorting skills with this second activity. And you can even turn it sideways just as I have done. This is great for those kids who love playing with coins and putting them in their piggy bank. This is a great activity for them. You'll be surprised how engaged this actually keeps my 2 toddlers. They love it. And this is what I love about using these large containers. They act as self-storage. And so after the child is done playing with them, they can take the whole container and place them on the shelf. For activity number 3, I have an extra lid that I've replaced with the old lid, and I flipped that container over. I have here holes at the bottom. If you notice, the bottom of the container is made out of the same paper material, and I've just poked a hole through with a ball pen. I've then color coordinated each hole, and I've used these colors specifically because they are coordinating with the drinking straws that we are going to use. Now, these straws I picked up from my local supermarket, but you can find them anywhere, Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, and I have cut each straw into half. And what we're going to do is another great pre-writing activity to build muscles in those little fingers. This is ideal for the age group of 12 months plus. My 3-year-old is still very engaged in this activity. And so you see, all we're doing is placing the straw in the slot. So for activity number 3, you're just placing the straw in the holes. For activity number 4, you're going to take it up a notch by having the toddler practice placing them in the correct color hole. Again, these activities are simple but extremely effective when we're talking about building upon a skill set to get our children to a level of mastery. And these pre-writing activities do just that, so that when our toddlers are ready to go to their writing, they have mastered the 3-point grip. Our 5th activity is the most challenging, and we're still working with the straws, but I've added here a few things that the children can use as pinchers. And the first thing that I have here are some potato chip bag clips. I love working with these because they're wider and they're easier for smaller hands to grip. If you're working with a child who's slightly older or who just needs a bit of a challenge, try using these clothespins. All I've done is I've colored them, and they are extremely effective, but they can be challenging. If this is still too much of a bit of a challenge, just try using the other end of the clothespin. It works more effectively with grabbing these smaller objects. Pens are challenging, so I would suggest them for ages 4 and up. Now that you have your pinchers in place, you're just going to practice with the child picking up the straws and placing them inside of the correct color hole. And this is really a level of mastery that we want our children to get to. Once they have mastered this activity, they are ready to write and hold those pencils and pens the correct way on their own. Here's a great challenge if you have a group of kids, 2 or more. You want to make sure that you have enough of the pinchers and enough straws that match the colors of the pinchers. And what I've gone ahead and done is simply place all the straws in one large pile. What the children then go ahead and do is they separate the straws on their own, ideally using the pinchers. Just starting out, they can separate them by hand. That's completely fine. But they want to take the pinchers and separate the straws by the color that they have. Once they have all their colors, they're going to count each straw that they have. And so we're practicing our colors, we're practicing counting, quantifying, we're going over numbers, and we're also building our fine motor skills all in one activity. My girls absolutely love this. They call it the straw game. And so once each of them have their own colors, whoever gets done first can pick up their pincher and place the straws with their pincher inside of the hole. So here you have it, you guys, my 5-in-1 pre-writing activity kit, which is really an all-in-one self-storing container of awesomeness. Not only did we cover fine motor and pre-writing skills, but we went over colors, we went over sorting, we went over counting and quantifying, all in one self-storing container. I love this activity kit and my kids love it as well. I strongly suggest that you guys recreate it at home. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to be a part of our learning community. This is Teacher Tidbits. Happy learning!